So today we are going to see about the installation of Tracegraph. So Tracegraph is a third-party software which has been useful for analyzing the files which is produced by the NS2 simulator. For example, if you do some wireless simulation with two or three nodes together, if you want to see how the performance of the packets during the transmission of packets, you can able to see the throughput, the end-to-end delay, and the jitter. So whatever may be the parameter, you can able to see using the graph. So though there is a software called as Xgraph which comes along with the network simulator too, it needs some kind of manual processing also, but the Tracegraph, there is no manual processing at all. You give the input as trace file, and the software will take care of the entire scenario. So now we will see how to install the Tracegraph in Linux. It involves various steps. The software which needed are, so the first software is Tracegraph 202 linux.r. It is the main software where the Tracegraph application is been there, and mglinstaller, so it is nothing but a MATLAB runtime installer file which is needed for running the MATLAB runtime. And then this libxp, so this is one of the software which is needed in Fedora for compatibility issues. So these are the three things we are going to use it. So let me just first copy all the three softwares and put in the concerned home folder. I'm just copying everything, places, home folder, and I'm just copying it over here. So these three files are copied in this folder. This folder name is /home/Pradeep Kumar. Now open the terminal. There is shell prompt. Once it is been opened, list the contents, so you can able to see the libxp file, the Tracegraph file, and the mglinstaller. Everything is here. The procedure is, the step number one is, first you untar the Tracegraph file. So for untarring it, we have to use xvf. X is for extracting, V for verbose mode, and F is for force. And since the file extension is only .tar, we can use the tar xvf format. So once it is done, the files have been extracted. Just see it here. A file called as Tracegraph 202, a folder has been created, and these are the contents of the folder. So now still the thing is not completed. Open the home folder. Now copy this mglinstaller and paste it inside Tracegraph 202, the folder just we have created. Paste the mglinstaller.gz file inside the home folder. Then close these windows, come to terminal. Then if you see list content, you can able to see the mglinstaller.gz file. Now we have to run this file. So since it is also zipped, so we have to unzip it. The command is gzip -d mglinstaller. So gzip is kind of a gz is kind of a zipping software. -d -d is for decompressing. Once it is done, if there is no error, assuming that the unzipping is done, now see that there is a file called as mglinstaller has been created. So for running this file, we have to use ./mglinstaller. So any file with any executable or bin file which is to be running under the same folder, we have to use a /. If you don't use /, then this command will be searched over the entire home bin folder, so which is available in the root. Now we are just using this line. Once it is done, just press enter. Whatever may be the default, you just make it done. So once it is done, you go to cd bin and ls. If you see that a new folder called as glnx86 is created. Just minimize this window, go to places, home folder, Tracegraph bin glnx86. You can see so many shared objects file have been created. So the same software, if you install in Windows, you know something about DLL, that is dynamic link library files. Similarly here, these are all files called as shared object files. So these files have been shared by different entities of the system. So now we have to set path of these all files. We have to set the path. So for that, as we already know that how to set a path, we have to set it. So for that, let us first copy it. So right click, browse folder, Once you click the location, it is here, Tracegraph bin gln x86, and then copy the entire folder. Copy it. Now again, as we earlier seen in the ns2 installation, we have to open a file called as .bash profile. But here a small change here. You have to open a file called as gedit.bash rc. There's a file like this. So in this file only we have to set the path. So export ld underscore library underscore path equal to dollar ld so libray underscore path colon, copy this. So earlier we seen the bash profile is there, now it is bash. So this dollar ld library path is already we have set a dollar ld library path in the bash profile. So that path also will be included or appended here over this path. So we can able to write so many paths in this a single variable. So now once it is done, close it. Then go to Tracegraph, the Tracegraph folder, clear the screen for it. Now include .trgraph. So once it is done, the path is not yet been set. So close this window, again open the tool, cd Tracegraph, and directly trgraph. So this file is been this is what the Tracegraph software. So you can open a trace file by simply clicking over the link. You can able to open the trace file. If you give the location like this, you can just open the trace file. So suppose for example if you get some error like libxp.so.6.error, so for that only this software is given, the software libxp 1.00. So to install this software, just right click over it, open with package installer, install. This package is already installed. Since it has been already installed on this machine, so there is no need of installing it again. But when it is not there, please install it as per your convenience. Thank you. So this is the way how to install the Tracegraph software. Thank you.